Alright guys, we're here for part 2. I couldn't get it all done in one video. We're going to carry on. It's all one take Tottenham. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know what their vibes are, but I'd imagine most of them here today are probably leaning on towards a new owner. We're going to find out why. Right now we have Richard and
Josh.
Richard and Josh. They are here for. They're marching along. Are you guys? How staunchly Levy out are you? Are you Levy out?
Yeah, we'll leave it out, but we just think there needs to be a change. Don't know if that's going to be Levy, but he needs new investment. I blame Joe Lewis far more than Levy.
You blame Joe Lewis far more than Daniel Levy?
Yeah.
How about yourself, mate?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, probably. Yeah.
Ben, hear you, mate. It's deafening here. It's deafening here. The Levy out stuff is working out. Oh, I see you soon, boys. Thank you very much. Anyone fancy? Oh, there he is. Robbo!
How are you?
Good, mate. Good to see you. This is Rob. This is not pre-planned, I promise you. Even though we did arrange to meet up, this is all an accident. How are you, Rob?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, mate. I'm
Is
good.
this live?
No, it's not live. It's
Okay.
If it was, there might be a bit, some sort of assault on live cam. We can't have that. Rob, what are you thinking about today, mate?
I'm not sure what to make of it.
Are the numbers what you expected them to be?
I think for me, Sean, it was more of a personal thing because I found myself singing the songs in the stadiums. I thought it'd be a
They're
bit of a
catchy
different
though. They're catchy. That Kulusevski song, I find myself tapping my feet to
My
it.
mum
you know?
knows it. My mum knows it. Yeah, a little bit disappointing on the numbers, I think, to be honest. I can't get a good gauge of it. How many people doing it here?
I reckon there's about maybe 600, 700, 800. I'm not sure.
Yeah. What do you think?
I thought it would be about this. I thought it'd be the most I've ever seen, but not as much as many people wanted.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen any other YouTubers here, because I know some of them were kind of promoting it.
I met a few in the pub beforehand, but I haven't seen them with the cameras out and stuff.
Right.
But let me ask you this, mate.
Sure.
When did you become Levy out, if you are Levy out?
I think the January transfer window was the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah.
I think with this kind of thing, like, you don't know what goes on in the club. You don't know the conversations that have around transfers. But over 20 years, there's no smoke without fire for me. So I feel like the benefit of the doubt has been benefit of the doubted. I don't think there's much runway left. Where I'm kind of at the point now where I think I'd be doing myself a disservice if I wasn't here and real with how I feel about it.
Are you someone that is of the mindset of anyone but him, or is there a specific type of owner you want to see?
That's the thing, right? I'm not comfortable with the idea of a Qatar nation coming over. It doesn't feel right to me.
Okay.
So I think there is a sense to be careful.
So what's
what you
left
look for. I don't know, Sean. I don't know. I don't have the answers, but I do know that I felt, for me personally, it was important to come today.
Yeah, no, listen, I
I also think, Sean, it's the transfer is one thing, but it's the way they treat the fans as well. You know, every time a nation state buys a club, they buy loads of players, it suddenly becomes a Category A game that we've got to pay for. The way a lot of the fan groups have tried to work with the club to retain the atmosphere in the South Stand, that fell flat on its face.
Yep.
You know, I think there's definitely a market for affluent fans from all around the world, which is brilliant. I'm an affluent fan, but 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to afford it to go to the stadium. So I am worried about kind of the long-term, the atmosphere in the stadium, and some of the, maybe some, working-class people that can't make it to the stadium anymore.
You're right, and that is a difficult subject to broach, right? Like, how do you find room for the ever-present fans? How do you also compete at the top unless you're state-backed, or you can find loopholes? My frustration with Daniel Levy is that he hasn't participated in the same dark arts of other owners that find a mechanism to do it. And with the PSR rules the way they are, I find them, it's going to be a one-way trajectory now towards, obscene wealth, deepest pockets wins. So if you can't beat them, join them. And if Daniel Levy, who does have the abilities, if he had the right risk appetite, if he had the ability or the willingness to get in board of that stuff, we could do it. But it doesn't seem like he wants to, and so on that basis, maybe you shake hands with something new. But I'm not necessarily sure I agree with the idea of anyone but him will do, because, as you said, there's complications to any particular outcome.
Yeah. I think going back to the fan things, Sean. I mean, I'm not privy to the numbers or a financial expert, but I remember when the Harry Kane transfer happened, and the ticket prices went up. And I think in the ether of the world, it was touted it would generate an extra £3 or £4 million for the club. Yeah. So fair enough. Put my ticket prices up. I don't mind, but there has to be.
You're advocating for means-tested ticket pricing.
I don't know what that is. That's probably
hard work. Well, it's essentially saying if you can afford it, you pay more. If you can't, you pay less.
No, I don't mind paying more, but I do feel like for younger fans as well. I mean, Daniel, like I talk about it like he's my mate, but he talks about being stewards of the club
Yeah.
and being financially responsible, which I get. But then what about the soul of the club? What about future fans of the club that can't afford to go? I think it works both ways.
Yep.
So going back to what I originally said around not giving someone the benefit of the doubt, for me that doesn't add up. Unless he's just so out of touch from what it's like to be a normal person trying to come to the ground that he doesn't realise.
He might well be.
Yeah.
He's an Oxford schoolboy. I think was it Eton, or he went to Oxford certainly. So listen, no disrespect to anyone who's been through that path. Lucky you, but maybe you are a little bit out of touch with the common fan, right?
And I also think you can fit any narrative you want with the minuscule kind of interviews he does. But I do remember him saying one thing where. He spoke about giving the fans first access to Beyonce tickets, and it's just that's so out of touch. I'm just not interested in seeing Beyonce. In fact, I just want to see the club win. So
if you had a girlfriend, maybe she would appreciate you being a Tottenham fan in that
yeah,
regard,
exactly. Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah. So I just think there's these little things over time where it's just it doesn't add up for me.
So you're up for new, but you're not sure what that looks like, and not anyone but him will do is not what you stand, right?
Yeah, that's not where my mindset's at. In an ideal world, Sean, we could win things a fair way. Thanks to his strategy around generating revenue for the club. But and it's difficult, right, when you've got other people that, like you said, aren't playing that game. In an ideal world, I would just love that. Right. I don't think any Spurs fan expects us to go out and spend £80 million on a player.
Just compete
exactly. Like in the summer, we took a risk on Werner. Okay, fair enough. Then we bid 35 and Skip for a Neto. Right. Then we sold Skip for 20 and we bought Udogie for 35. So the money's there, right?
Yeah, the money's definitely there for sure.
To do a little bit more, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. What about you?
Listen, today doesn't matter what I'm about, mate. You know how
Are you
I
sitting
feel.
on the fence?
No, I'm not. No, I think that it depends on what happens with regards to the rules. For me, the biggest elephant in the room is always the rules. If the rules are not worth anything, then it doesn't matter who you have in charge, unless you have someone that has a disregard for money and a different approach to a relationship with it, then you're always going to be, fighting uphill battles. And I think that there should be enough energy that's reserved from people that are doing this towards things that are outside of Tottenham. I understand that it's not their priority, but that's where I think the biggest issues are in football. Daniel Levy may be a bottleneck, but for me, he's not the biggest problem. But either way, listen, I'm not here to talk about my opinion today. I'm here to get everyone else's. So, Rob, I'll see you in the South Stand in a little while, mate.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Right,
I'm going to go ask a few other people. I'll see you in a second.
See you later.
Take care. Sorry, buddy. Right, we're going to carry on, see if we can get some other takes here. That was Rob. He's someone who's a friend of mine from the South Stand, but not someone that I planned to bump into then. So we're going to carry on. We're going to see if we can get some other people that are hanging around. This gentleman here, hello mate.
Hello, Jack.
Do you have any time for a quick YouTube?
I do, yes, definitely.
Have you been a part of the protest?
I haven't, we only just arrived.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what was going on today?
They want to mind what they wish for, but they could be right. I don't really know.
How long have you been a Tottenham fan?
Nearly 70 years I've been coming up here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot.
It's getting dearer and dearer and dearer for old age pensioners. My wife comes as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it costs us about $5,000 a year.
It's a lot of money.
It's £100 a week through the year, isn't it?
Yep.
You know what I mean? With the cup and the expenses.
Yep.
Very expensive.
Is that your biggest gripe with the football club?
No, the players.
You're not a fan of the players right now?
No.
Who do you have a problem with the most?
Well, most of them, no effort. No effort.
So it's the graft, not the quality, it's the graft.
It's not the quality at all, it's the graft they put in.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm afraid. And I don't want to pick anybody, but...
You can say what you want, it's fine.
We've got to arrest Sonny.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hear you. I subscribe to that.
Brilliant for the club, but, I mean, we're playing with 10 men when we play him.
Yeah. I hear you. I don't disagree.
Okay,
disagree at all.
Yeah.
What's your name, sorry, sir?
Jeff Bean.
Jeff
Bean. From Ely, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah. From Ely,
Jeff, let me ask you this, though. As far as Daniel Levy, today's topic is about, obviously...
I honestly don't know. I'm not into money situations and things like that. I don't really know. I'd rather not... I'd rather not be owned by the Emirates or the Arabs and things like that.
Okay.
But if that is the way forward... I don't really know.
Okay.
I don't really know.
So you haven't got a strong opinion on him either way?
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Your focus is mainly on the pitch, and on the pitch
That's
you're
it.
saying the quality of the players is good, but the energy's not.
Entertainment.
Okay.
We've been coming up here. It's been poor, very poor.
So let me ask you this then. How about Ange Postecoglou, the manager? Are you still got your faith in him?
He's had a very difficult job, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
So I think we ought to give him to the end of the season I do honestly, because I can't see us getting relegated, but I don't think he's the man to bring us forward.
Okay.
And if we're building for the future, the young players, Archie Gray's got to be man of the season, isn't he?
Sensational.
I feel sure.
Or Jeff Spence, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic
And
as well.
I like Berghvall and that. But then the time we get rid of the best, these older players.
Time to move some of these guys on.
The older players, move them on. But don't rebuild them with young uns. We've got to
throw a few more experienced players in there.
That's it, yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes.
But you're not saying you're not sure if Ange's the right guy for that job.
I'm not too sure. Who else would you bring in?
Do you know what? Of all of the opinions that I've heard today, I love the answer of I'm not too sure, because it's a very complex thing, Jeff, right? Everything about Tottenham is complex, it's context, and there's things that are kind of pro and con for every part of our club right now,
when
right?
Pochettino was here,
You loved it.
I loved it, but it was time to him to move on because he couldn't get the backing he wanted, could he?
Would you take him back?
I'm not experienced enough to know. I'd say yes now, but after 6 months, I'd perhaps want him out.
Welcome to the world of being a Tottenham fan.
Yeah, how many managers have we had now?
A lot. In Daniel Levy's tenure, 16, I think, 17.
We was all pleased when these managers come in, weren't we? Yeah. Most of them, anyway.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then we all want them out, don't we? Because they're not
short term. That's the generations we are now. Like we want things immediately.
Are they all bad managers?
No, definitely not. And they're not all bad players. Most of these players move on to win trophies anyway. So but there's something wrong.
Yeah, is it the wives telling them not to get injured?
Jeff, we'll leave it there, mate. We'll leave it there before we get on to the girls. Cheers, Jeff. Have a good night. Thanks, mate. Enjoy today. There you go. That was Jeff's take. He's not sure. And I think that's a fair take as well. I think that not being sure about where the problems are, I think it's always a little shade of grey, right? How do you feel? Let me see if I can get one more person in before we shut this part 2 out. We'll maybe move to part 3. Let me see. Excuse me, man. No, he's not interested. There you go. This is what we used to. We used to get told, no, thank you. This man might be interested. He's not interested either. He's giving me the shake. It's like Bugsy with a ball when I'm trying to get it back off her. Let me see. This man might be interested. Excuse me, sir. No, not interested either. This is back to the old school. Do you want to jump on, mate? Do you want to jump on? Yeah, you're getting the ignores. You don't even get the no's anymore. We're going to find one more person, and then we're going to leave it there, and we're going to see what we're doing. See you, buddy. Any interest at all me on a little video clip for YouTube? Yeah. Oh, but you're on the phone, though?
Just trying to get our ticket sent to us.
Oh, okay. I've been told no by 5 people, and the only one who said yes is handing another phone call. What's your name, buddy?
Malcolm.
Malcolm?
Yeah.
And?
Graham.
Malcolm and Graham. How long have you boys been Tottenham fans for?
Oh. All our life since we was about 8.
You've been coming here a long time. So you've seen a lot of change. Sorry, no, I'm not making assumptions there, but you've seen a lot of change at Tottenham.
60 years. Yeah, seen a lot of changes.
Today was a massive day for the Levy out people, the protest, the change for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Are you part of that movement? Are you part of that notion that it's time for change?
Probably. It's be careful what you wish for, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's done a great job in this. If you look at this and what he's done, and
training ground and everything, isn't it?
The training ground and all the stuff, money that he's generating, but do you need someone else putting that money into the team? And at the moment, it's what he says goes. And perhaps you should have someone with him that says, "Hold up, we need some more money for the football team."
Is that maybe the right balance here? That people that say anyone but him, that's a dangerous path to tread, right? You don't know what you're going to get next, but maybe someone in that had as much influence where he could be vetoed occasionally with his decision making around what happens on the pitch.
That, because at the moment he's got free rein. It's what he says is what goes. And as I said, he's done loads, but we do need to strengthen it. We're getting, we're drifting into the middle table teams where it's only a few years ago where if we had pushed on then. When we got to the Champions League final and stuff, we only needed probably a few tweaks to maintain that top 4 and stay there.
Right.
We was above Arsenal at the time, and these teams have moved on, and we haven't.
How about yourself, sir?
Yeah, I agree with everything he says. I mean, we've had the best managers here the last 20 years. Ain't worked. There's got to be a reason why it ain't worked. We should. I mean, with all what we've got here, we should be at the top of the table every year. We should be in Europe. We should be everywhere. Yeah, but we ain't, just ain't got it at the moment.
Is there any concern or consideration, I guess, that for Tottenham to win, other people have to lose, right? And the people that are at the top, they're backed by countries a lot of the time, right? So, is there any concern around maybe that it's not just around Tottenham doing better, but that we're competing with some clubs that have an insane amount of talent and the ability to dance around the rules and to find money out of the ground.
That's what we need. We need that talent coming here.
So it's a case of if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, we need talent. We need to.
Yeah, I mean, we used to lose players occasionally to Man United, but now we're in competition with,
City, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Well, even below them.
We can't afford them. We won't pay the money for them sort of players to come to Spurs. So we were not even in that bracket.
Right.
We're looking at lower leagues.
So Aston Villa, Newcastle, and teams even below them as well. Yeah.
Prefer to go to Villa than go to Spurs. It's unheard of.
That's bad.
Is that a short-term thing, or is that a new normal?
Well, hopefully it's not a new normal, because that's what's going to cause all this. What you can see down here today.
Yeah.
It can't be a new normal. Can't be a new normal.
So does that require, in your bet, as you guys see that, and I don't disagree with you by the way at all, to get past this current situation, does that require Daniel Levy to change his spots, or does it require a new owner because you don't think he will change his spots?
No, I mean, what I've read about maybe the Qataris are interested, and also interested in maybe keeping him.
You okay with that?
I can see that, because if he keeps generating the cash, he's probably, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
But
the hotel's got to be built. There's a lot of
and paid for.
And paid for.
Yeah.
But
he's brilliant at that.
The Qataris will have the money to put into the football team, as well as Daniel Levy doing a great job in doing what he's doing.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
Difficult to do both.
It is.
But when you're dealing with passionate supporters like this, you're going to get this.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's hard.
I was a little bit scared going in there today, to be honest. So on the channel that I have, I often defend Daniel Levy more than a lot of those people would like. So I was a bit worried, like walking into the danger zone.
We've got to be careful.
Turned out it was lovely. So let me ask you this, guys. Away from the ownership, just quickly, because we've got a big game today. Ange Postecoglou. He's been dealt a tough set of circumstances with regards to the hand that he's been dealt with injuries this year. How do you feel about him and his continuation as our manager? Are you faithful to the man? Do you have confidence in him, or do you think it's time for someone else?
Yeah, no. I think we was a good team before all the injuries. We could play anybody. We could beat anybody. We could lose anybody. But I think with everybody, you can't judge him on 14 players out. It's ridiculous. I think.
Yeah, fair.
I think he has got to change his head a little bit, and if you're 3-0 up, you don't have to keep playing on the halfway line and stuff like that. Maybe a mixture of him and Conte may be good.
Yeah.
He probably,
Ange Posteconte, we're calling it.
Yeah. He just needs to, I don't know, maybe not to be so. We love the total football at Spurs. I've grown up with Gilzean and Greaves, and we love that. We've always played that way, but you need to know when to lock up a little bit.
Yeah.
And not be boring, but still go for it a little bit.
So, regardless of what happens for the rest of the season, are you okay with him staying until the summer at least?
Yeah, we're not going to get relegated. Let's go and win the UEFA Cup if we can.
Yeah, you think we've got a chance?
What we don't want to be is the first team ever to be in the Championship and the Champions League. No?
Would you take that though? Just out of curiosity, would you take that as a concept? No, you wouldn't take that.
No.
Okay. How about yourself?
Yeah, no, I'll be the same.
No, we've got to stay in this Premiership.
And you okay with Ange for now?
Yeah, I think.
Would you keep him next season, regardless of what happens? As long as we stay up, would you be okay with him staying?
Yeah, I think. Well, we've tried the best. We've got to stick with this one, I think, and then see how we go.
Yeah.
Who else is going to come here?
That's a very, very, very difficult question to answer.
Who's going to come here? There's no, what I call world-class managers going to come to Spurs if he ain't got the money to spend on players and things.
We're good at turning great managers into rubbish managers, and then they disappear and turn into great managers again.
Yeah.
So what is
Same with players, right?
Yeah.
How many players have left us and gone on to? I mock the club a little bit by saying, why can't you convince the best young talents to come to Tottenham? Well, you should be able to by saying, look, you're guaranteed to win a trophy after you come here. It's just not necessarily going to be at Tottenham. But when you move on, you're 100% going to win
you
one.
win a trophy when you're out on loan.
Happens all the time. Lads, last question for you. Scoreline today. What's your prediction?
I reckon it's probably 3-1 Spurs.
Love that.
Yeah, I went 2-1 Spurs.
We'll definitely win. 100%. Yeah.
100%.
They're going to pull it out of the bag today.
Yeah.
They're going to try. They're going to be. I think the crowd will be behind today, and I think we'll do it. As long as the crowd are behind them, we can't lose.
Sensational. Lads, you've been fantastic. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys. Take care. There you go, guys. A nice little double act there to finish. Absolutely fantastic from the people that have been on today. There's a couple of videos for you there, 20 minutes. I'll get some more after the game, and I'll try and get some more from the stadium now. We're going to go inside. The protests, very, very respectful, very friendly, very passionate from what I saw. Numbers-wise, I don't know. Like I'm not a bean counter. But I would say probably less than what most of them were expecting. Probably more than I've ever seen before. to somewhere in and around that, maybe several hundred. I'm not sure if there's 1,000 people. I don't think so. We will find out. Lads, I'll leave it there. Like, subscribe, and comment. There might be a version 3. Keep up the attention on the channel. Love you. Take care. Bye bye. As always, come on, you Spurs.